Good morning, Kids for Jesus and church family. This morning, we're talking about Jesus turning the tables on religion. Now, remember we spoke about him being a lawbreaker, choosing love over the law? Well, this week, we are talking about ideas that people have about religion and the way church should go and how Jesus turns that on its head as well. Sometimes we find in churches, children are seen as a distraction, or thought to not be able to understand the Word of God and sometimes excluded from big church. Well, when church is formal, often there isn't space for childlike behavior. But Jesus tells us that being childlike is actually the goal. In the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 2 to 5, we see Jesus ask the question, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And what does Jesus say? Seth's going to read for us.
Matthew 18, the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 2 to 5. He called a little child and him stand among them. And he said, I tell you the truth, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever welcomes a little child like this in my name welcomes me. Thank you.
Wow! Unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven? Isn't that amazing? Jesus doesn't say the greatest in the kingdom of heaven is the person who knows the most religious law, or can pray the best, or has read the Bible the most, or follows the rules the best, or puts the most money into the offering plate. Jesus says little children. Why is that? Because in the big world, often adults see children as less important, as if their opinions don't really matter. But Jesus knows better. Jesus knows that children, you guys, are better at learning new things, better at accepting all people, better at unconditional love, and better at believing and trusting. Children also generally don't fight for power, and they see themselves as less important, not more important than adults, which means you guys are much better at being humble. Keisha is going to read to us from Matthew to tell us a bit more about how Jesus turns the table on adult thinking.
Matthew 19, verse 13 to 15, the little children of Jesus. Then the little children brought to Jesus for him to place his hands on them and pray for them. But the disciples rebuked those who brought them. Jesus said, Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. When he had placed his hands on them, he went from them. Thank you.
We've asked you, our Kids for Jesus children, and other young friends watching from home to be brave a lot over the last few weeks, haven't we? But it's because we know that you're going to need to be brave and have courage to follow Jesus and do what he would have done. But the awesome thing is that the Bible verses from this week give you more proof that Jesus has got your back, and that he is on your team and fighting for you. When the disciples try to stop the children from coming to Jesus, Jesus stops the disciples and tells them that the kingdom of heaven is for all, especially children. Jesus wants you to come to him. Jesus wants you to spend time with him. He wants to pray for you and he wants to bless you. Jesus actually has some pretty harsh words for people who try and stand in the way of children following Jesus and knowing him more. If you read Matthew chapter 18, verse 6 to 9. It's because Jesus knows what it's like to be young. He knows what it's like to have people look down on him and not believe that he is capable of loving God so much and knowing the law so much and having so much faith. But he knows what you're capable of. Jesus knows that sometimes children are treated unfairly and can live in the harshest conditions, and that's why he is fighting for equality for you out of love for you. And that is why we, as adults and part of the church, are challenged by Jesus to do the same, to do what he would have done, to make sure that we include everyone and that we turn the tables on religious law and religious comfort. We want you to know that we love you, that we want to help you know Jesus more and follow him better and love him more. We choose love, and we want you to choose love, just like Jesus would have. So, remember, Jesus wants you to come to him and spend time with him. Jesus wants to bless you because you are worthy. Have an awesome week.